YouTube, what's up? It's your boy Penny LS1. So part 2 of how I got my Monte Carlo. I told y'all part 1 how I actually got it. So part 2 goes into that first one being stolen. So for those of you who know, I lived on the north side of Arlington in the Shores apartment. Slim, you remember that? So we had a townhome right there on the front, you know. Literally, you can see Lamar Street from our patio. So I used to just park, you know, right there in the parking lot in front of our apartment. One morning, I take this back. The night before, I remember, the night before, or the day before, they were repaving the parking lot. They was putting down new blacktop. And I remember 2 days before that, I saw like the apartments, they had a tow truck out. They were basically moving cars that were parked in the sections that they were getting ready to repave. So they would just move them to an area, you know, it was basically like the repo tow truck where they just whip out and lift it up, and they were just moving cars to get them out the way so they could pave the parking lot. So the night before my car got stole, I remember coming home and they had my parking spot, they had it coned off. So I'm assuming they were getting ready to, you know, or no, they had already paved it while I was at work. So they had it blocked off so that it can, you know, cure or whatever. So I had to park down the way. So fast forward to that next morning, I got up to go to work, walked outside, you know, had my little backpack on. This how long ago this was, y'all. Y'all remember bootleg DVDs? I had a backpack, and if y'all used to work with me, y'all know what I'm talking about. I had a backpack full of DVDs ready to take to work to, you know, distribute to my buyers or whatever. So, I don't know what this guy doing. So anyway, I'm walking outside with my backpack, and I'm walking right to my car, and I'm looking. I can see it from a distance. I'm like, where my car at, right? So y'all know how y'all be, you know, you do this with the little remote. Dip, 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 dip. I ain't nothing. So I walked around the whole complex looking for it because I figured they had moved it. Not sure. I don't know why I would think that, even though my spots was already done. So I just figured, okay, well, I'm just thinking, well, maybe they moved it. So I just walked around the whole complex. I didn't see it. So I started like getting a little teary-eyed, like halfway walking around, like, I don't see it, man. So I went to the office and I asked them, I said, hey, did the tow trucks come out last night? And they were like, what are you talking about? I said, well, I know they were moving cars for the, you know, for the pavement to be redone. And I said, my car's not where I parked it at. So they were like, I don't know, let me call and find out. So they called whatever service they had used for the moving those cars. And I said, no, we hadn't been out since the day before. And that's when I pretty much, I realized that my car had been stolen. I mean, so anyway, I went back into the house and Paul was like, man, I thought you went to work. And I was like, man, like somebody stole my, I don't even remember how I said it, but he was like, you bullshit. You know what I'm saying? It was like, he didn't believe me, I didn't believe it. So this is where it gets kind of messed up, because when I called the police to report it stolen, remember I told you I bought this vehicle, you know, from a private owner. So it was basically a cash in hand type of deal. So when I filed the police report, you know, they asked for, you know, my information, the VIN on the vehicle, so they can, you know, look it up. So that's the first thing they did, was they put the VIN, looked it up. So the guy on the phone asked me, who's the owner of this vehicle? So I was like, well, I am. He said, well, I'm showing a different registered owner. So that's when it got kind of crazy, and it hit me right there. I already knew. I was like, well, I bought it from this guy, but I hadn't transferred the title in my name yet. Mistake number one, right? So, and he was like, well, where's the title? Title was in the glove box. So the title was stolen along with the vehicle. So he told me, this is the officer on the phone, 911 operator, says, the only way I can file a theft report on this vehicle is if that owner calls it in, or you get a notarized bill of sale with his signature on it, you know, in notary. So I'm like, all right, I thought this guy Because when I bought the car, he told me he was getting ready to move back to Mexico. So I didn't know if he was still in town or not. I had no idea. So I called him. Luckily, he was still here in Arlington. I told him what was going on. I said, hey, I need a bill of sale. I need you to sign. We can meet up at PLS or somewhere to get it notarized. So he was cool with it. He met me up there. We got that part taken care of. And then I told him, I said, well, when I get the, so what I did was I was able to get the police report filed with that. And then I still needed to get a duplicate title because I had to get in order for me to get the title switched to my name, I had to have the original first, right? So, hold on, let me pause it for a second. I'll be right back. Okay, so I was able to get the duplicate title. Well, hold on, back up a little bit. I got the police report filed. I filed a claim with the insurance company. That's when I realized I had to get the duplicate title after talking to, my adjuster or whatever. So part of that process, so I had to go and get oh man, something else came up. I know all this now because I worked total loss, but at the time I wasn't in claims as far as front end claims, so I didn't know the process at all. So when they first did the DMV check, I knew the title wasn't in my name, but what I didn't know was when he gave me the title, in Texas when you get the title, the lien, they usually just sign it or stamp it on the front when they mail it to you. So that's how that title was. I didn't know that, but when they ran a title check, it still showed a lien on the DMV record, which basically means because even though they released the lien holder doesn't notify the DMV. So what you're supposed to do when you get that title from your bank or credit union or whatever financial institution that had your loan, you're supposed to take that title. I'm telling you, do this because I took mine. Well, actually, when I paid this truck off, I went down and did that, and the lady gonna tell me, oh, well, you don't need to do it. As long as you have this. I said, no, woman, I want this title with nobody's name on it but mine. I know it's signed on it, stamped saying it's released, but if I lose it, you know what I'm saying? Then I need to get a duplicate. The duplicate is still gonna have that lien on it. Then I'm gonna have to get another release from that bank. So this is what happened with this Monte Carlo. When I was working with my adjuster on the claim, come to find out that lien was on there. So luckily, we were able to look them up. I called them, told them what was going on, and they were still in the area. It was one of those, one of those buy here, pay here car places. So I was able to actually go to their location with the bill of sale that I had from him and something else that I needed. I forgot what it was, but they just gave me a release of lien. I was like, cool. Had the VIN on there, the vehicle information, make and model, all that. So with that release of lien, I was able to go down to the records building and get a duplicate title. Got the duplicate title. Then I need to meet with him again so that he can sign it over to me again. And actually, then I had to pay the taxes and all that to get the title transferred into my name. That took, well, the duplicate title, I think I got it the same day. But the replacement title or the transfer title in my name, that took about, I don't know, what, 2-3 weeks maybe? So in the meantime, I'm working with my insurance company, and they had me in a rental car, but basically as long as the car was not found, I was okay in the rental. But they were, they were trying to settle as soon as possible. So I think, was it a month? I think it had to be about 30 days. That's when they settled with me. So they deemed it an unrecovered theft, total loss or whatever. So we went over the numbers, the book value and all that. I actually came out better because what I paid for versus what it was worth. So I ended up getting, more money. But because I hadn't gotten the title back yet, they were only able to give me, I think, 65% of my settlement, pending, them getting the title and, so they can dispose of this. Well, not dispose of it, but get the title, put it in their name, waiting for the outcome of either the theft recovery or whatnot. So let me run and hit a Kroger real quick. I got to get some, what I got? Oh yeah, I'm gonna grab something for dinner. Hold on. Let me run in here and I'll be right back. All right, so I got dinner. Okay, so I got my settlement, 65% of it at the least. pending me getting the title to get the rest of it. So I had a rental car. Now, once I got the settlement, they basically gave me, I think, 7 more days to be in that rental. Mind you, I already had it for like a month. so basically I had a week to find a car, because prior to me getting the money, I had no idea what I was gonna do, what car I was gonna get, or whatever. So I started looking. So I still wanted a cash car because there was no way I was gonna be able to finance a car, being that I just had a repossession. So prior to me getting the Monte Carlo, so I'm driving down 360, going south. Y'all remember Cowboys? Right over there by GM, right there on Abram. There was a stereo shop on the service road side, and right next to that was at the time it was a little used car sales spot or whatever. So I was driving, on 360, and I'm just looking, and I saw a white 86 Monte Carlo. And I didn't know if it was on a lot for sale or what. I just saw it from the freeway. So I exited Park Road, turned around, doubled back, pulled up in the parking lot, and I'm looking at it. I didn't see a sign on it for sale or whatever. So I'm sitting like, dang, I want that. That's what I want, right? So I just went inside. I was like, excuse me. I was like, whose car is that outside? I said, whose white Monte Carlo is that out there? And he's like, no, I think I asked him if it was for sale. Whatever I said, he's like, well, it's one of my employees' vehicles. Then I was like, is it for sale? He's like, well, I don't know. You can ask him. So he went and got the dude. He's one of the, I think he's one of the mechanics that work there. And so I asked him, I said, hey, man, I was just wondering if you wanted to sell that Monte Carlo. So he was like, well, make me an offer. So I knew I was in business then. So I think my total settlement after my deductible, I think I ended up with like $3,500 or something like that. 37, somewhere around there. So they gave me $2,000 up front. So I had $2,000, right? So I asked him, I pretty much already knew what it was worth, what it would sell for. So I told him, I was like, I'll give you $3,500. He was like, that's a bet. So then I told him, I said, well, I only got $2,000 right now, and I'm waiting to get the rest of the money from my insurance company. So I explained him the situation, whatever. So we made a deal. I gave him the $2,000. Now this was probably a couple of days later, because I think we was having a couple of conversations over the phone, because he had to speak with his wife about it or whatnot. So the deal was $3,500 was gonna be the sale price. I'm gonna give you $2,000 now, and then I'm gonna make payments $500 every time I get paid, which was every 2 weeks, and then until we pay off the $1,500 balance owed. So we agreed on that. I think I was down to the last 2 days on that rental car. So I remember Steph, if you see this video, you remember he was working at that barbershop right there on Bar Farm. I called Steph. I was like, hey man, I need you to ride with me, or he rode with me to go meet the guy when I actually got the vehicle. So that way he can drive the rental car back. And then, so he went with me, Stefan. I gave the dude, he was there, he saw everything. I gave him $2,000 cash. He gave me the keys. We did a promissory note for $1,500 owed and installments of $500 each. That was our agreement, okay? So part 3, I'm gonna have to go into details because this video is already a little bit long. So I'm gonna do a part 3. So basically, I got the car, I drove it to work. That was my daily drive. I drove it to work every day. Fell in love with it all over again, right? And then the bomb. So thank y'all for watching, man. I'm gonna drop part 3 soon. I like doing these videos when I'm in the car, while I got time to myself in an enclosed environment where I can just get these stories out there. So thank you guys for watching. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and stay tuned for part 3 and all the upcoming videos on Project. I changed the name. It's no longer Project SS, so I'll drop the new name soon. I've already got a logo for it and everything. Penny LS1. Holla at your boy.